Slacks on, real nice shirt.
The mayor, right?
I looked at his mother and I go, who dressed him? He had some help, but he picked out a real nice looking purple shirt with a kind of like a matching tie. It looked really sharp. I said, he looks good. He goes, he really cleans up well. When he's not down in mud down Forest River.
Oh, it's the budget.
It's easy.
See, we're point 0 0. I can sign it over to her. And that's it. No, I don't. It's for my, oh.
Ready, Cheryl?
I am, yes.
All right. Council Ronan?
Everybody's all dressed up. Bring it on.
Thanks, buddy.
You can take some light.
A regular meeting of the City Council held in council chambers on Thursday, May 26, 2011 at 7 p.m. for the purpose of transacting any and all business. Notice of this meeting was posted on May 19, 2011 at 5:09 p.m. This meeting is being taped and is live on SATV. All councilors are present. Council President Ryan is presiding. Councilor Prevey moves to dispense with the reading of the record of the previous meeting. All those in favor? Opposed? Ask that everyone rise for recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Public testimony, we have the sign-up sheet. No one has signed up. Who's there? Hearings, none. Appointments and reappointments.
Held from the last meeting, the mayor's appointment of Julie Carver to serve as a member of the Council on Aging with a term to expire April 1st, 2014.
Council Sosnowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this point, I'd move for confirmation by roll call vote.
Council Sosnowski moves for confirmation by roll call vote.
Under discussion, Mr. President?
Under discussion.
Yes, Ms. Carver is well-rounded, as you can see by her resume here, and she's being appointed to the Council on Aging Board. And I believe, given the variety of experience that she has here, she'll fit in very nicely. So I move for approval and hope my colleagues will support me. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Sosnowski. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam City Clerk, please call the roll.
Council Sosnowski?
Yes.
Council Sargent?
Yes.
Council Ronan?
Yes.
Council Prevey?
Yes.
Council Pinto?
Yes.
Council Pelletier?
Yes.
Council O'Keefe?
Yes.
Council McCarthy?
Yes.
Council Lovely? Yes. Council Fury?
Yes.
Council Ryan?
Yes. On the appointment of Julie Carver to the Council on Aging, 11 councilors voting, 11 in the affirmative, none negative. Appointment carries. Council Sosnowski.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Move for suspension of the rules to allow Ms. Carver to address the council if she'd like. Right, if you don't have to, it's a protocol. If you'd like to address the council at this time, you can, and if you don't want to, that's fine as well. All right, but the protocol is to move for suspension of the rules to allow you to address the chamber.
All right. Council Sosnowski asks suspension of rules for Ms. Carver to address the
I'd just
council.
like to introduce myself and thank you all for nominating me to the Council on Aging. And I'm happy to be a member of the board. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Communications from the mayor.
We have an order to pursuant to the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53E and a half, the establishment of a revolving fund for fiscal year 2012.
Council McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption by roll call vote.
Council McCarthy moves for adoption by roll call vote. On discussion.
Mr. President, I believe this is something that we have to do every year as part of the budgetary process, and I would just move for approval.
Okay. Thank you, Councilor. Any further discussion? Okay, Madam City Clerk, please call. Oh, Council Pelletier.
Just real brief, are there any new ones on here?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, thank you.
Madam City Clerk, please call the roll.
Council Sosnowski?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Ronan?
Yes.
Counselor Prevey?
Yes.
Counselor Pinto?
Yes.
Counselor Pelletier?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes.
Counselor Lovely? Yes. Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Ryan?
Yes. Thank you. On the motion to accept Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53E, E and a half, for establishing of revolving funds for fiscal year 2012, 11 councilors voting, 11 in the affirmative, all, motion carries. Further communications from the mayor?
We have an order to accept the following donations for a total of $13,000 for the Salem Police Department Summer Camp Donation Fund and the Essex County Summer Camp Fund. $5,000 from GE Good Neighbor Fund, $5,000 from Essex District Attorney, $2,000 from the Salem 5, and $1,000 from Marblehead Police.
Council McCarthy?
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Council McCarthy moves for approval. Under discussion?
On discussion, Mr. President, I just want to get up personally and thank these organizations for the continued support to this very worthy program, and it can't be said enough that what the monetary value, what goes to this camp that really helps kids out. So I want to thank Salem 5, GE Good Neighbor, and Essex District Attorney and Marblehead Police for their continued support of this project. And just for a clerical, on the order that we have in our packet, it says $12,000. Just so I know it says 13 on the sheet, but just for a clerical thing, just to make sure the total's right. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Council McCarthy. Councilor Fury?
Yes, please, Mr. President, fellow members, this is one of the greatest experiences young people can have at that age, middle school age, to take part in preventive law enforcement. They learn so much in this experience there by going to the Essex Housing of Correction and other visitations and other experiences. 2 of my sons have gone through this experience, and it's wonderful, preventative, positive. It's a great experience, and to have these donations come up front, it's amazing. So I wish to thank each one of the sponsors. It's win-win for the kids, win-win for the city of Salem, and the whole North Shore, all those cities and towns. The kids meet, the boys and girls get to meet other boys and girls from around Essex County, meet and having a great experience during the summertime. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Council McCarthy, I'm showing actually $13,000.
At the bottom.
It's 5, 5,
At the
2,
bottom, but in the
1.
order, it's, if I may, Mr. President, I'm sorry. No, I added it up. It is correct. In the order itself that's in the packet, it states in the order as it's written at the top,
okay.
12,000, but then at the bottom it says 13. It's just a clerical thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's in your backup paperwork.
Okay. I so,
It's the number's correct.
13, okay, 13,000. Councilor Pelletier?
Yeah, I would ask the president to ask the city clerk to send out, on behalf of the city council, Salem City Council and the city as a whole, send out thank you letters to these nice folks doing good work for the children, please.
Council Pelletier asked that we city clerk send out thank you letters to the 4 organizations that donated money. Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion's approved. Further communications from the mayor?
We have an order for City Council to authorize the approval of a hospitality tent for the Witches' Cup organizers to serve malt beverages and the consumption of alcohol on the Salem Common on August 10th, 2011.
Councilor Lovely?
Move for approval.
Okay, Councilor Lovely moves for approval. Any discussion? Councilor Stoznowski?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, I am going to be moving for approval after the fact. But first, I want to send this to committee first. 2 things. I don't anticipate any problems because they ran a good race. Dan Schuman did an excellent job last year, and they did a lot of good things. However, there's a couple of just small details that I want to look at first. For example, they talk about where in the common they want to put it. If you look in your package, they say they're going to put it in the main entrance to the common over by the Hawthorne Hotel, but yet the part that they have flagged is the exact opposite corner of the common. So just little details like that I want to get straightened out and just make sure that we're on the same page.
Can we
All
do it
right?
now?
Excuse me? So, I mean, that being said, I just want to send it to committee. I don't anticipate any problem. There were no problems with this last year. I anticipate supporting this thing completely because it's one of the few events that actually went out very well. And I hope that it gets bigger and bigger every year. All right, so let's see what happens. But I mean, just to clarify some of the little points, what I'd like to do is I'd like to send it to Public Health, Safety, and Environment so that we can just have Dan Schuman come in, address a couple of these little minor glitches, and bring it, hopefully we'll report it back out with a favorable finding. Right?
So you want to move it to
Public Health, Safety, and Environment, sir.
Public Health, Safety, and...
Well,
Do we have a second on that? Counselor O'Keefe?
no, I'm not seconding it.
Need a
Remarks,
second?
remarks.
Okay, discussion, Counselor Ronan?
No, I'm seconding.
Okay, Counselor Ronan seconded. All right, any other discussion on this issue?
Remarks?
Counselor O'Keefe?
Can I ask Councilor Sosnowski a question then? They said Hawthorne Boulevard and Washington Square in the proposal. Right, now it's down at Pleasant and Andrew, correct? I didn't bring my map, but it's such, as you say, the opposite end of the common. So they're gonna agree to go back where they were last year through you, Mr. President? Have you talked to them about it?
Counselor Sosnowski?
I think it's wrong. I don't think we should use public space for that. But anyways, go ahead, sir.
Counselor Sosnowski?
Thank you. I mean, Mr. President, I don't want to be a stick in the mud, Mr. President, so I'm not going to try to oppose this. Everybody knows that I'd prefer that a bike race gets sponsored by a bike manufacturer. All right. However, that being said, I mean, that was the argument I was saying last year. Dan holds a good event. It does a lot of good for his company. It's a good downtown company. I want to see it thrive. It doesn't appear to be hurting the neighborhood, at least at this point. As far as if I heard anything about this before, no. Having this in the package 2 days ago was the first time I heard of it. I mean, I anticipated it coming, but I didn't see any of these details until just a couple of days ago. That being said, I just want to clarify these things, like Councilor O'Keefe states. The verbal part of this says it's going to be not on the irrigation system of the common. It's going to be back at this corner. However, the map indicates something different. And these are really small technical details that I just want to make sure that we eliminate them. All right, and that's all.
Counselor Lovely?
Thank you, Mr. President. Actually, if you look at the map, it has, I think you're probably referring to that little A with the circle. This is a Google map.
Yeah.
And a Google map just places that thing. That's not where the tent's going to be. That just shows that this is on the location where it's going to be on the common. But it says right here where it's going to be. Corner of Hawthorne and Washington Square. So that A is not where it's going to be. That just is a Google map, icon. So that's not the tent itself.
Counselor Sosnowski?
Thank you, Mr. President. Look, this really... Okay, I'll get into a couple of things that bother me about this, all right? It doesn't tell you how many police are going to be there, where last year that was a detail that was mentioned. The other part about it is you have to have proper ID to enter the tent to buy a pass, a liquor purchase pass. You can buy drink tickets, may be purchased for $5 each. I'm just concerned, well, what's going to stop somebody from going in there, buying some tickets, and then coming back out and giving them to the wrong people? All right, I just want to make sure that's being addressed. All right, I want the number of police to be addressed. And I will agree that Councilor Lovely has, that's probably a Google map saying where the common is. I'll agree with that, however, but we'll see what happens. All right, we'll see what happens. All right, but I mean, for the most part.
No problem with it going to committee. It does say 3 detail officers. Will control the hospitality tent, 1 inside, 2 outside. So it does have that detail, but I mean, if it's going to go to committee, I'm just concerned that today's the 26th of May. I think Councilor Pinto might be able to do this around the middle of June, which we're not going to look at this until our last meeting in June, where we're going to vote it out. It's 4 or 5 weeks from now, and they need to be printing materials, planning, all that stuff. So that's just my concern. That's all.
Mr. President, and Councilor Ronan just showed me the part that I didn't see. Again, this is, when you only have something for a couple of days, you don't get a chance to read it thoroughly. Yeah, I see that in there now. It's being detailed. I'll remove my objection.
Okay, thank you. Councilor Pinto, you all set?
No, I was just going to say that I would schedule it for June 13th. We had a meeting coming up. I would put it in before the meeting for the shell casting.
Councilor Prevey?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a point of order.
Yes.
In terms of the motions, could you state
Oh, Counselor Sosnowski withdrew his objection, so you don't want to have that motion?
I'd like to withdraw my motion that it would go to committee.
Committees, okay.
Counselor Lovely has
To approve it.
motion.
Motion for approval.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? All right, there's no roll call, so all those in favor? Opposed?
Opposed, Mr. President.
Counselor O'Keefe wishes to be opposed.
Free drinks for you.
Motion carries. Further communications from the mayor.
We request from the mayor, on behalf of the Witches Cup organizers, the use of the city streets surrounding the Salem Common area to hold a bike race on August 10th, 2011.
Counselor Lovely.
Move for approval.
Counselor Lovely moves for approval. Any further discussion? Counselor Sosnowski. One without the other.
I totally approve this entire concept of the bike race there. My statement would be this. We have had the roads that normally don't have heavy traffic, have endured heavy traffic because of people trying to avoid Bridge Street. We had a really Olympic-class competition around the Common one year to the point where we repaved all of Washington Square streets. We even paved over manholes and just put a circle with an X so that after the race was done, we could get access to the covers again. My only question with this is, what's the status of the roads down there? Will it be ready for this race? Because they've suffered like all the other streets in Salem have suffered, and I don't want to get any bike racers hurt. So, yeah, am I going to approve this? Yes, but I'd also like it, just make sure that we fix whatever it needs to be done so that nobody gets hurt.
I'm sure the race organizers will look into not going to have a race happen.
Hopefully.
Any further discussion?
Mr. President?
Counselor O'Keefe.
Through you, Mr. President, as members of the council, I'm not opposed to bike race around the common. I'm opposed to using public land for the sale of malt beverages. I don't think it's appropriate. I was at the bike race last year. I went and walked around through the tent, what have you. I thought it was, it was well run. However, it's on public land, and I don't think the neighbors like it. Is the Salem, through you, Mr. President, is the Salem Common Association in favor of this?
Counselor
I don't know.
Sosnowski.
Mr. President, the answer to that question is, they would prefer that alcohol not be on the common. However, given the track record, innocent until proven guilty, all right? I couldn't agree any more with Councilor O'Keefe. My personal flavoring would be to take it out of there. I don't like alcohol sponsoring a bike race any more than I like alcohol being on the banners down where you see Little League kids playing. I don't like that at all either, all right? I don't think those two mix well. I think it gives the wrong signal. But I think Councilor O'Keefe and myself are probably the old generation of schools here. We think differently, I guess, so it's what it is. I mean, trying to be progressive, Mr. President,
Counselor Pelletier.
I would say to those that are opposed to the alcohol for the sponsorship, sponsor it themselves, okay? Because it wouldn't go off without the sponsors. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor? All those opposed? None opposed? The matter carries. Further communications from the mayor?
Received after the deadline of Tuesday noon, mayor submitting to council the fiscal year 2012 budget.
Counselor McCarthy?
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask for suspension of the rules.
Counselor McCarthy asks for suspension of the rules. All those in favor? Opposed? No objection, go ahead.
I further move that the matter of the fiscal year 2012 budget be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance for their deliberation and review.
Have fun.
And it's right back there, the big book that's about this, that we will be taking up budget meetings starting next week. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Counsel McCarthy. Counsel McCarthy moves to refer to the Committee on Administration and Finance. Any discussion?
Discussion?
Counsel Ronan?
Yes, Mr. President, we were given the budget today, and as I suspected, it includes a 2.5% property tax increase. There's a pending ordinance change before the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs that would call for members of this committee to take a separate vote in advance of the vote on the budget to determine whether or not we would approve a real estate tax increase if the real estate tax increase wasn't any measure to be used to balance this budget. That matter is before the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs, and is scheduled now for a committee hearing on June 16th at 7 o'clock, I believe. So that the public knows, that's a matter that's open to the public to come in and voice their concerns one way or another. But my hope is that ordinance change will take effect so that members of this committee can vote by roll call vote up or down whether or not we will approve a real estate tax increase as one is proposed in this budget. Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilor Ronan. Councilor O'Keefe.
Through you, Mr. President. Question to Councilor Ronan. The first paragraph of the mayor's letter says this represents a 1.5 increase. Now, you just told us this is...
Councilor Ronan.
Yes, Mr. President, if you take a look at the budget, you'll see in it, it includes the figure 2.5% tax increase.
The 1.5% is overall.
So
That's just so that my good Ward 7 councilor can understand this. The proposed budget is $130 million. From that, it's proposed that we tax the property owners in Salem approximately between $72 and $73 million, which is roughly a $2 million tax increase from last year. It's a 2.5% tax increase. The budget last year was roughly $127 million. This proposal is to go roughly to about $130 million, or a 1.5% overall increase. But the property tax increase that we're talking about and that's proposed in this budget is 2.5%. So I think that would answer your question.
Does that answer your question, Councilor O'Keefe?
well, for Mr. President, then the mayor should have had another sentence on the first paragraph.
We'll let her know.
All right,
Chair
thank
shall
you.
do that.
All right, thank you.
Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor of moving it to Committee on Administration and Finance so they can play with the budget? All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further communications from the mayor?
We have an appropriation of $360,000 from retained earnings water fund to reduce the gross amount to be raised through water rates to fund the fiscal year 2012 budget.
Council McCarthy?
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask for suspension of the rules to
Council-
receive this matter.
Council McCarthy asks for suspension of the rule. Any objection? None being. Council McCarthy?
I further move that this matter be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance.
Council McCarthy moves to be referred to Committee on Administration and Finance. Under discussion.
No discussion, Mr. President. There's a backup letter that's accompanying this order, and it's actually good news because of the way we've been conducting business with regards to what we in this room adopted 3 years ago, as we did 3 increases over a period of 3 years. The last increase that we had proposed are actually going to be able to scale back a little bit, so the water rate will actually go down a little bit, as you can see from this order and the next one. So there's a little relief there, but we'll take it up in committee. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Council McCarthy. Any further discussion? Council Sosnowski?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. A few years back, we had Constable Blair sitting here on the chambers, and when this particular item came up about savings, we created some savings in the sewer and water fund, and his comment at that time was, if we saved it, how come we can't pass that savings along to the residents? All right, as compared to just taking all that savings and putting it someplace else to spend, right? And there's a lot of wisdom in those words, and that was 4 or 5 years ago, I think. I forget how many years, but just a thought.
Food for thought. Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Matter carries. Further communications from the mayor?
We have an appropriation of $148,000 from retained earnings sewer fund to reduce gross amount to be raised through sewer rates to fund the fiscal year 2012 budget.
Council McCarthy?
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for suspension of the rules to receive this matter.
Council McCarthy asks for suspension of the rules. Any objection? None being. Council McCarthy?
I further move that this matter be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance.
Council McCarthy moves to refer to Committee on Administration and Finance. Under discussion.
No discussion, Mr.
No
President.
discussion. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Matter carries. Mayor's informational page. None. Motions, orders, and resolutions. Council McCarthy?
Thank you, Mr. President. Order that the year-to-date budget financial report dated April 30, 2011 be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance.
Council McCarthy moves that the year-to-date budget report be referred to Committee on Administration and Finance. Under discussion?
Briefly, Mr. President, we refer all these budget reports to committee so that we can, at any time if we need to refer to them during a committee part, they're available to us. So at the end of the year, we'll just, any matters that we haven't taken up, we'll just remove from committee at that point.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Any further discussion?
No discussion.
All those in favor? Opposed? Moved approval. Council McCarthy, further motions, orders, and resolutions?
Thank you, Mr. President. Order that the monthly financial report dated April 30, 2011 be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance.
Under discussion?
No discussion, Mr. President. As I just stated, just a, we as a committee put these into committee so that we can refer to them during our committee process. Thank you.
Thank you, Council McCarthy. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Moved approved. Further motions, orders, and resolutions? Council Sosnowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and City Council, May 26, 2011, ordered that the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole, meet to discuss a new resident sticker program.
Under discussion?
Under discussion. Some of this has to do with the fact that there was a subcommittee formed where they addressed some of the issues that were plaguing, shall we say, the clerk's office. In talking with the collections office, they're still having some plaguing problems, so to say. All right, and some of the rules have to be tweaked. That being said, there's some additional concepts that may or may not take hold. Some of the concepts that have been discussed were things like do away with the entire resident sticker parking program completely, because much of what has been done with it, my understanding is resident sticker parking was created to help the residents around the college from the influx of the students parking on the various residential neighborhoods. Now that all the students are getting passes as well, it seems to me that the original intent is pretty much defeated. That being said, resident sticker parking has blossomed throughout the whole city. I mean, I don't think there's a councilor here that hasn't put some kind of a request before the council for some street here or there. That being said, when Captain Callahan was the person issuing the resident sticker approvals for particular streets, he would have meetings with the neighbors and say, be careful what you ask for because you might get it. Some of the people that have these are actually having complaints about them now, and some of them are backfiring. Toward that end, I'm wondering if the program is even worthwhile in the first place. I ask myself a couple of different questions. For example, would it be better, and this is something that we'll talk about in committee, but would it be better to have a situation where every car in Salem just goes and gets a tag? Right now, you buy a tag for $20 that allows you to go to Winter Island, Forest River, and McCabe Park. All right? What happens if every car in the city had a tag that said, I'm a Salem resident? Now I can park any street in the city because I'm a Salem resident, I live here. I don't know if it'll fly. It may fly, it may not fly, but it would be worth discussion, and we'll see. But meanwhile, what we need to do is we need to review some of the problems that the collections department is having downstairs and see if we can address some of these concerns. So I want to bring it back into the committee. I want to see if we can address that. And along the way, who knows what will happen. And we'll see where that goes. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Council Sosnowski. Any further discussion?
Well,
Councilor O'Keefe, and then Councilor Lovely.
it works great in Ward 7 around the college. I know there's problems in other parts of the city. But if people understand that when they have a sticker, the space in front of their house is not theirs. And I have to keep explaining them to numerous people. You read my emails. I've tried to explain to people in Ward 3 that if you have a sticker, you live in an area, a district, you have a color. And it's for that whole district. It's not in front of your house or their house. You can park anywhere in that district. And if we had give everybody in the city a sticker to park anywhere in the city, wow. We wouldn't be able to park in some parts of Ward 1. I mean, right now there's a problem down there, and we're going to have everybody parking down in Ward 1? I don't think so. I think we should look at it, Councilor Sosnowski, positively. But take them out, maybe, but we just have new colors. We can't change. Can we you envision changing through you, Mr. President? Changing the colors and all that stuff? We're giving out new stickers right now.
Councilor You all done, Council O'Keefe? Council Lovely, then.
Yes.
Council
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a question to the good Ward 2 councilor. Are we looking to put this into committee and then reconvene this subcommittee to take a look at this again? Or what is it that you want? I mean, I've been receiving complaints too, and I know that, this is far from a perfect program. Or you just want to put it in and we'll take a look and then we'll go from there and we'll decide how to start. I don't want to start to take the whole thing apart in committee if we're going to have a subcommittee, that other subcommittee look at it.
Council Sosnowski.
First of all, as if we've all agreed, I don't think there's any, this is a very, very, very small city. We have, well, again, when Captain Callahan was here, he told me there's 27,000 legally registered cars in this city. I don't care what we do, nothing's going to work perfectly. All right, it's just not going to happen. There's always going to be issues. In addressing Councilor Lovely's concerns, all I want to do is invite Bonnie here, have her explain some of the issues that she's getting. She's on the front line of this, all right? She wants to hear it. But there were some issues that our city clerk and the assistant city clerk experienced as well, that I want to make sure were addressed in the read work. Do I want to undo everything that's been done? No, all right? I just want to make sure that we can tweak it a little bit here or there and maybe address some of these things that need to be tweaked, all right? And not on my recommendation, but basically in what they're seeing downstairs when the people are coming to them for these things. I mean, landlord issues, how is that being addressed? Visiting nurse issues, how is that being addressed? There's several of these things that have fallen through the cracks, and these are decent people trying to do things for their homes, and they're getting ticketed. And visiting nurse, for example, coming to visit an elderly person, doesn't have, may come from out of the city, many times does. Why should they be bagged because they're trying to help somebody? I mean, there's something that has to work here someplace. And we all understand the visitor passes and all that kind of stuff, but some things need to be tweaked. And I don't know the answers. That'll be happening when we hear what details come out of that conversation.
Council Pelletier.
Thank you. I'm not going to get into the whole semantics of off-street parking because I've been dealing with it in my ward for a long time. But Councilor O'Keefe tonight, meddling in Ward 3's business, he said, I saw his emails, and what he doesn't understand that when they built the Crombie Street shelter, put 17 units in there, the Latitude condominiums, put another 20 in there. I was at the planning board fighting the developer to make these people who buy these have to have a place to park. And it's not resident sticker parking. Councilor O'Keefe suggested tonight I give them all parking. Can't do it. And that's why I fought so hard for these. So it's going to be a tough sell. Thank you.
Mr. President.
No more.
Oh, this is going to be easy tonight. That's not one point, Mr. President.
Move the question.
No, move the question. Move the question.
One question, that's it.
Move the
One
question.
Go ahead.
You can get me after the meeting.
Just wanna be
Councilor
after a while.
Sosnowski, just, when I have those problems, every resident sticker gets 2 passes. 2 passes. So the visiting nurse would be entitled to one of those passes if she's visiting. I mean, everybody gets 2 visitor passes, every sticker.
Councilor O'Keefe, you can discuss this going into committee.
All right, but no, we're not, not changing the, it's not going away. Oh, okay, no.
Not going away.
No way, it's not going away.
All
Resident
those-
sticker parking? No way.
All those in favor of Councilor Sosnowski's order to move this issue to the Committee on Ordinance, Legal Affairs, co-postal Committee of the Whole? Anyone opposed? Matter carried. Further motions, orders, and resolutions. Councilor McCarthy.
Do you have any?
City of Salem City Council, May 26, 2011, ordered that Mr. James Hacker, the Director of Parking, and the Parking Board meet to address the issues that have arisen as a result of the new comprehensive parking plan, and further that they take up the issues identified in the parking lot, specifically but not limited to snow emergencies, haunted happenings, tour bus parking, and resident sticker parking, as we just talked about, and that they report back to the Committee of the Whole in the month of September with their recommendations.
Any discussion?
On discussion, Mr. President. Since we had our last Committee of the Whole meeting with regard to the comprehensive parking plan about 5 weeks ago in this chamber, myself and some of my colleagues have received countless emails with regard to not so much what's wrong with the comprehensive parking program, but what the perceived issues with the whole intent of the program, how that's going to affect pass holders that are required by their zoning to obtain permits for the garages. And with the result of that, I've had ongoing discussions with the planning department. They've addressed some of the issues with regards to pricing, with regards to garage access, how the passes will work, with issues like that. But what the plan, I mean, we as a body adopted the idea of on-street availability. But the issues that were written on the board, they referred to as the parking lot, with what happens in the garages during snow emergencies, haunted happenings, and other issues, came up as a result of those meetings. The plan doesn't address those meetings, so my feeling is that Mr. Hacker and his board should look at the way the plan is proposed, and then look at the result as to say, how can we attempt to make these issues better? Because the issue is, I mean, the plan is just trying to encourage more people to park in the garage, which is a perception that will cause a problem in the garage because of less availability. So specifically around some specific issues with haunted happenings and snow emergencies, and some other issues around the downtown with tour bus parking and the whole concept of resident parking. So I feel that if Mr. Hacker and his board takes up those issues, because they manage the garages and they manage the parking situation downtown with regards to these issues, that they can look at this comprehensively, have some meetings over the next couple months, and try to come up with some solutions to these ideas separate from the parking plan. So my order is to have Mr. Hacker and the parking board meet to discuss the issues that came up as a result of the discussions that we had in this chamber, and report back to the committee of the whole in the month of September with their recommendations. Thank you.
Councilor Pinto.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Is this on here?
No.
No, it can't be discussed.
Right.
Sorry.
Remember that.
Okay. So,
Remember that.
Councilor McCarthy, you wanted to, an order to the parking board to meet?
Order for Mr. Hacker and the parking board to meet to convene to have discussions with regards to the issues that resulted from our meeting in this chamber. They have a list of, I keep pointing over there where the easel used to be, with regards to those issues. They refer to it as the parking lot.
Okay. All right, all those in favor? Opposed? Matter carries. Further motions, orders, and resolutions? None? Committee reports? Councilor Lovely?
Mr. President, City of Salem City Council, May 26, 2011. The Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs, to whom is referred the matter of granting certain licenses, has considered said matter and would recommend approval. Public guides and tag days.
Okay, on acceptance of the report, all those in favor? Opposed? On adoption of the recommendation, under discussion?
No discussion, Mr. President. Routine.
Discussion?
Thank you.
All those in favor? Opposed? Matter carries. Further committee reports? Councilor McCarthy?
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem City Council, May 26, 2011, the Committee on Administration and Finance, to whom is referred the matter of an appropriation of $55,000 from retained earnings sewer to public services sewer fuel, has considered said matter and recommend approval.
Okay, on acceptance of the report, all those in favor? Opposed? On adoption of the recommendation, under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. This evening, at the committee's meeting, we had Dick Renard in from the Department of Public Services, and he spoke to the need to increase for this appropriation and for the next one in the sum of $55,000. Basically, when the budget was put forth in the line item for gas, it was based on in anticipation of the gas not achieving the price that it has recently, even though it has started to come down. The gas line item is right now is approximately $50,000 in the arrears, and with this appropriation and the next one, there should be enough money in the account to carry them through to the end of the fiscal year.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Matter carries. Further committee reports? Councilor McCarthy?
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem City Council, May 26, 2011, the Committee on Administration and Finance, to whom was referred the matter of the appropriation of $55,000 from retained earnings water to public services water fuel, has considered said matter and would recommend approval.
On acceptance report, all those in favor? Opposed? On adoption of the recommendation, under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. As I just stated on the previous order, basically the increase of the price of gas, Mr. Renard came in and, as I stated just previously, this appropriation and with the one we just passed should carry them through to the end of the year. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, opposed? Matter carries. Council, committee reports, further committee reports. Council McCarthy?
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem City Council, May 26, 2011. The Committee on Administration and Finance, to whom was referred the matter of an appropriation of $19,584 to the retirement stabilization vacation sick leave buyback to expend for the retirement of James Durkin, an employee from the electric department, has considered said matter and recommend approval.
Okay, on acceptance of the report, all those in favor, opposed? On adoption of the recommendation, under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. This evening when we met, Mr. Viscay, the Finance Director, came in and with regard to our worksheet that he includes with the order, this amount totals up to what's by contractually what this gentleman is deserved upon his retirement, and there is enough money in the fund to cover this cost, so the committee recommends approval.
Thank you, Council McCarthy. Any further discussion? All those in favor, opposed? Matter carries. Further committee reports. Council McCarthy, might as well stand up.
Thank you, Mr. President. City Council, May 26, 2011. The Committee on Administration and Finance, to whom was referred the matter of an appropriation of $500 to Harbor Master Electricity, has considered said matter and recommend approval.
Okay, on acceptance of the report, all those in favor, opposed? Adoption of the recommendation, under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. Basically, the Harbor Master's line item for electricity for the year is approximately $3,000, and at this present time, there's approximately $12 left in the account. The $500 is going to come from the fund that the Harbor Master has, that at the end of the year, the money, if any money's left, goes back into the general fund. So this is just, they're going to take the money out of that account that's in the Harbor Master's, transfer it over to electric to cover the cost for the remainder of the year. And the committee recommends approval.
All right, thank you, Council McCarthy. Any further discussion? All those in favor, opposed? Matter carries. Further committee reports. Councilor McCarthy? Last one.
Thank you, Mr. President. City Council, May 26, 2011. The Committee on Administration and Finance co-posted with the Committee of the Whole, to whom was referred the matter of the 2011 to 2015 Capital Improvement Plan, has considered said matter and would recommend, can I read the order? Because what would recommend that, I guess, the matter would stay in committee, but we're going to take one item in the report out for approval, if that makes sense. We divided the, under discussion?
Under discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President. In committee tonight, the whole plan was in front of us, but one aspect of the plan specifically, and I got something from the mayor's office that I'll read. Ordered that the sum of $800,000 by hereby appropriated to pay costs of various capital improvements set forth below for the payment of all other costs incidental and related hereto, in that they meet this appropriation, the treasurer, with the approval of the mayor, has authorized to borrow said amount under the pursuant to Chapter 44, Section 722 General Laws, or pursuant to any other enabling authority to issue the sell bonds, notes thereof, for the amount of $800,000.
Okay.
Mr. President, during committee, Councilor Prevey put forth a motion to approve that amount from the capital improvement plan. You want a copy of this one? I just got it. $800,000, which is, when you, if I can refer back to my committee notes, which is $150,000 for, I'm sorry, $150,000 out of that amount is for the DPS sidewalks, $50,000 for emergency repairs to the pedestrian mall, and $600,000 to roadway repairs. That is one line in the capital improvement plan. We had the mayor, Jason Silver from the mayor's office, Rich Viscay, Dick Renard, and Dave Knowlton all in, testifying to the fact that if we approve this now, it just gives us a leg up on taking advantage of getting these matters taken care of now, as opposed to waiting to get them done. If we approve this money, if we approve this now, it takes two passages to prove it. Then we'll be able to move forward, bid out the paving, and start projects that we need to get started. So the committee recommends for the approval of the amount of $800,000 from the capital improvement plan.
Okay. Did I accept the report, Cheryl? City Clerk? Did I accept this report? I'll do it again. I forgot, I don't know if I did.
I just have a question.
Counselor McCarthy, Counselor O'Keefe, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. President. Question to Council McCarthy through you, sir.
Counselor O'Keefe, yeah.
We're going to spend money to fix the mall. We're going to probably pick some of it up. I don't know. Wasn't a member of the committee. What are we going to do with the mall with this money?
Counselor McCarthy.
In the capital improvement plan, that's in front, the 50,000, out of the $800,000, $50,000 is for, to repair trip hazards that's been identified in the pedestrian mall. There's still an ongoing issue of the pedestrian mall and its reuse, but right now there's a need for $50,000 to fix the trip hazards. As we enter into the tourist season, we need to move forward with those appropriations. Thank you.
Counselor Ronan and then Counselor Fury.
Yes, Mr. President, it's my understanding that this amount of money that we're seeking is included in the 2012 capital improvement plan. That being said, it's money for the next year's fiscal budget, which we haven't voted on yet. I'm going to be voting present simply because I think we're putting the cart in front of the horse. I want to have a separate vote on whether or not we're going to increase real estate property taxes in part to balance this budget. So before we have any vote on the budget, I'd like to have a vote on that particular issue. Whether or not it gets out of committee June 16th at 7 o'clock, I don't know. But everybody is for improving the streets, the sidewalks, and the pedestrian malls, which this amount of money is for. I don't believe this amount of money is available until after July 1st anyway, because it's included as amounts listed under the 2012 capital improvement plan. That plan takes effect and our fiscal year commences July 1st, 2012. So I see no harm in waiting on this and deliberating on it in the normal course, voting on this at the same time we vote on the other budget measures. But I'd like to vote on all of the other budget measures after we have a vote on whether or not we're going to authorize the administration to raise real estate taxes in part to pay for next year's budget. Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilor Lovely. and
Thank you,
then
Mr.
I'll get back to you,
President.
Councilor.
Could I ask for a 1-minute recess? I just question whether the matter is properly before us. It's coming in as a bond order. I don't recall that that was discussed in A&F, coming in as a bond order. So I just want to make sure that it's properly before us before we take a vote. We have a 1-minute recess just to confer with the chairman of A&F,
Okay.
and then we'll come back.
Move for
Any
1 minute
objection?
Nope. Councilor Lovely asked for a 1-minute recess. Any objection? Nope. 1-minute recess.
waiving the vote on this.
Okay, City Council reconvening after the more than 1 minute recess. Council McCarthy, did we come to consensus?
Thank you, Mr. President. When we took this matter up in committee, it was in front of us, and the way it was presented was in such a way that we approved the amount. But in conference with Council Lovely, who's in charge of license or legal affairs, and the city clerks, and actually after that discussion, it is my opinion that even though that the intent of the committee was to approve this amount, the fact that it's coming forward, if with the language is coming in front of us as a bond order, that needs to be properly posted. So I would amend my recommendation that that this matter appear. It came out of committee with approval, but this matter would appear before this council as a bond order at our next meeting. At that time, the whole committee will, the whole council will vote on it, because it is basically, as the city clerk explained to me, is a bond order, and that needs to be clearly posted in the meeting agenda prior to us taking up this action. So at this time, the committee the committee's intent is to approve this amount, but at this time I would recommend, my recommendation with this matter, I will have discussions with the mayor's office to make sure that this matter appears in front of us as a bond order at our next meeting. Thank you.
On acceptance of the report, all those in favor, opposed? On adoption of the recommendation of Council McCarthy, all those in favor, opposed? Further committee reports, Council Pinto.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and City Council, May 26, 2011. The Committee on Public Health, Safety, and Environment, co-posted with Committee of the Whole, to whom was referred the matter regarding the status of the proposed gas station at 111 North Street, Trickett Realty, has considered said matter and would recommend that the meeting be continued on June 13, 2011 at 6:30 p.m.
Okay. On acceptance of the report, all those in favor, opposed? Adoption of the recommendation, under discussion?
Under discussion, Mr. President. We had a very good meeting Monday night in Public Health, Safety, and Environment in regards to the Shell station at 111 North Street. Councilor Prevey brought this in. It's in his ward. As everyone knows, it's been an ongoing problem. And according to Trickett Realty, I mean, the name is fitting, Trickett Realty, there has been a number of issues down there, and nothing has happened. We had the city engineer, we had the building inspector, we had the fire chief in here, and we had a thorough discussion as to why and how everything came about and exactly what is going on down there. It was a very good meeting, informational. We hope to bring back the owner of this gas station on our June 13th meeting along with council. There was issues with drainage. There's issues with permit pulling. I will let Councilor Prevey speak on it, but overall, Mr. President, it was a very good meeting. I'm glad we had it, and I look forward to June 13th so we can get this issue resolved. Also, there was some neighbors here, and it was heart-wrenching to hear what they've been through with this whole ordeal. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Council Pinto. Council Prevey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank Councilor Pinto for having the hearing, and I want to thank, obviously, the different department heads that did come in, as Councilor Pinto had previously cited, as well as the neighbors. The neighbors and I, as the ward councilor, are extremely frustrated at the lack of development that has occurred over the last 3 years with this, and the behavior really of the gas station owner, who, when it comes to permits, we learned during the hearing that he hasn't pulled any, but went ahead with work. So one of the things that we drew out from the different department heads is their acknowledgement that they discovered after the fact he did not pull permits and went ahead with specific work. They are now going to attempt to rectify the situation as much as possible. My understanding is from the city engineer that tomorrow the city engineer will be meeting with the gas station owner on site to dig up essentially the drainage system that was put in, the stormwater recharge system, and so the city engineer can have a look at it and review it to see if it was properly put together and installed there, because the concern was obviously that the flow of the water after it was discharging it was going on to the neighbor's property. So the city engineer will be doing that. I know the owner's attorney in this matter is Mr. Carenti, who I understand is in constant communication with his client about these matters, and about even though they did not attend that meeting that we had on Monday, he has communicated in general terms what came out of that meeting, so as to move this thing forward. So we're going to have as Councilor Pinto pointed out, we're going to have another meeting on June the 13th, and I would hope there'll be some progress reported at that time from department heads, and my expectation is that Mr. Sideropoulos, the owner, and his attorney will be present as well to provide the committee and the neighbors, the abutters, who are being affected by this, an update as to what's going on, how this thing is going to move forward properly, and how the entire situation is going to be rectified, because they're the ones that are suffering here, and they really need the city at this point in time to stand up for them and to really hold accountable the property owner here, who's just kind of done things, whatever he's wanted to do, and really hasn't followed the law with respect to, permits and some of the things that he's done. So we're going to hold folks' feet to the fire and keep moving this forward, and hopefully we'll get a resolution sooner rather than later.
And for the record, you said he didn't pull any permits. He pulled building permits, and he just picks and chooses what he wants.
Well, that's it. He pulled a building permit. He didn't pull a permit, though, to install the gasoline tanks in the ground. He didn't pull a permit to put in that drainage system. City engineer was completely unaware of the fact that a system existed there until he had a meeting on April the 14th. Now, that drainage system was installed there well over a year ago, maybe close to 2 years, unbeknownst to the city engineer. So now there was a disclosure to the city engineer that it's there, and obviously did not pull a permit. So we have essentially a rogue owner who essentially has turned it into a rogue site, essentially, that's not permitted at all. So a lot of issues going on, and this is the type of business behavior that Salem should not tolerate, and that our department heads and our city departments really need to keep a close eye on him, and anyone else for that matter who acts in that fashion. So,
and then also on the tanks, the fire department did inspect it. The owner did not pull a permit.
He didn't pull a permit, right, which is required.
Okay. Council Pelletier.
Well, that was going to be part of my question. I just want to ask you, was the bringing into the fill behind the building, was that addressed at this meeting? Because I find that serious. I want to know where the fill came from, and they elevated the level behind there too, so.
Council Prevey.
Thank you. I'm glad you asked that question, Councilor, because we asked the acting health agent to come in about the issue of what is this stuff and see if it could be tested. He was unable to be here. My understanding is, just through word of mouth, we now have an actual health agent. So I'll be contacting whoever that person is that was recently hired, and bringing them on board to see about what's the requirement to have that testing. The city engineer talked about the fill in terms of it changed the grade completely on that and elevated it. So that's got to be looked at as well, because obviously that's going to come into play with respect to the impact it has on people's property, the runoff of the water, the planting of the trees, which is one of the principal issues here. Because you can't plant trees the way it is right now because the slope and the grading has completely changed. So, all these are things that have to be looked at, and it just, it's a brand new building, and the building itself, the gas station actually looks nice, and the paving, but everything else looks like a dump at this point. So, and he's just kind of left it there. So we got to rectify this stuff. Thank you.
Council Prevey. Council Fieri.
Yes, Mr. President. This has been a major nightmare as a former resident of Ward 6, Barstow Street, many, many years. This has been a nightmare for the whole neighborhood. It's changed the complexion of that particular neighborhood. And they've hired a very capable lawyer, Mr. John Carr. They've hired also a consultant to do landscaping. So they've really worked very, very hard in the last couple of years to restore the integrity of their neighborhood and the fabric of their neighborhood. Because their houses are now that are abutting the gas station, they can see a clear view of North Street, 114. So it will never be the same, and it's very sad for him to go through this whole process. Unfortunately, Councilor Prevey has been on top of this issue from the very beginning, and it's to his credit. And I think they're very lucky, the Ward 6 residents, to have his able leadership in this particular issue. But they're hiring Mr. Carr, a landscaper. It's been a nightmare. God bless them all. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Fieri. Council Sergeant.
Just want to make one quick point, thank you, Mr. President, is that this isn't just a group of neighbors that wish they had some trees back that were there that somebody cut down. This is something that was a result of negotiations with the various boards in Salem when they put the gas station in. And these trees were planted as part of a buffer zone in return for putting the gas station in. and they were recorded on the deed of the gas station. So they're not just something that somebody gave somebody and they could take away. And to say that you didn't see it on the deed, it's on the part of the deed that you research when you buy a piece of property, if the property owner, before you owed somebody money that you might be responsible for, owed anything. So the benefit of these trees was on that part of the deed. So you can't say that you saw all of the things that would help you, but didn't see the thing that would help the neighbors. So, you know, it is what it is with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Sergeant. Any further discussion? Being none, on adoption, okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Further committee reports? Councilor O'Keefe? Thank you. City Council, May 26, 2011, Committee of the Whole, to whom was referred the matter of a joint meeting with the school committee regarding the upcoming school projects for Saltonstall Elementary and Collins Middle School, has considered said matter and would recommend that the matter remain in committee.
All in favor of accepting the committee report? Opposed? So voted. Unanimous.
On discussion, we had...
Discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. Council, we had a meeting with the school committee, the Committee of the Whole, and discussed the conditions of the Saltonstall Elementary School and the Collins Middle School and the work that needs to be completed there. We're going to be going to the Collins Middle School on Saturday, June 4th at 9 in the morning to tour the school, and then on the 18th of June at 9 in the morning to tour the Saltonstall School. And then we'll probably take this matter out, but it's something that needs to be done, and we're probably gonna have to find a way to pay for this. And a matter of like what happened last time when they redid the schools in the early 90s, they took a lot of the stuff out, and that's where we're having all the problems now. So we don't want to make the same mistake that we did in the early 90s. We want to make sure we do it right. So we're gonna go tour the schools and then see if we can get this done for the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Lyon. Any other member of the city council? Councilor Pelletier?
Would you say that again? I read the email and I put it in my book. Is the salts on the salt, is the Collins on the 4th?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other remarks? All in favor of adopting the recommendation? Opposed? So voted. Unanimous. The applicant makes...
Communications from city officials, none. Petitions,
We have a petition from Comcast to repair underground vault on Summer Street.
hearing order June 9, 2011. Further petitions.
An invitation from the Salem Firemen's Relief Association to attend the Firefighters Memorial Sunday, June 12th at 9 a.m. in the Harmony Grove Cemetery.
Councilor O'Keefe,
I'm talking, I completely
on the Salem Firefighters
talking about
Relief.
North Street with the council.
Move for approval.
Move for approval.
Okay, Councilor O'Keefe moves for approval. All those in favor? Opposed? Further petitions.
We have 2 public guide and 1 tag day licenses.
Councilor Lovely.
Move they be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs.
Councilor Lovely move to the referred to Committee on Ordinances, License, and Legal Affairs. Any discussion? None. All those in favor? Opposed? Further petitions.
We have a list of taxi opera, vehicle for hire, and vehicle for hire operators only.
Councilor Lovely.
Move they be granted.
Councilor Lovely moves they be granted. All those in favor? Opposed? Further petitions.
We have 3 claims.
Councilor Lovely.
Move they be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs.
Councilor Lovely moves the claims be moved to the Committee on Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs. All those in favor? Opposed? Unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance to amend ordinance amending traffic, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap zones, limited time, repeal, Buffum Street in front of number 40.
Councilor Prevey.
Mr. President, I move for second and final passage.
Councilor Prevey moves to second and final passage. All those in favor? Opposed? Councilor Lovely.
Move we adjourn.
Councilor Lovely moves they adjourn. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion adjourned. Unanimous.
Unanimous.
Yes.